All right, we're doing this. Oh, we are officially. We are officially live. I am feeling much better. Last week I was a little bit off because I was suffering from a headache, and I can be a little bit of a wimp when it comes to that sort of stuff. I'm doing much better this week, but I am whooped. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. It's the end of the year, right? And I'm having like a lot of mixed feelings. I am super pumped to take on 2022 because I have been deep in strategic planning, mainly for clients, the audience, and doing some fine tuning on my own business. But I'm also exhausted. I'm also exhausted, and I'm kind of, I want to chill. I was like punching the air earlier this morning because I just wanted to stay in bed. So, yeah, full disclosure there. But in any case, for those who are joining us live, thank you so much. And thank you for listening to my little rant there. For those of you who are joining us, please drop a comment below and just let us know that you are here and joining us. For those who are team replay, I'm not mad at you. Do your thing. I dropped a link in the comments so you guys can catch the replay and watch it at your convenience. So I'm going to get into it. Hello from North Carolina, right? This is our 10th. I cannot believe I've done 10 of these. So this is our 10th live session. Our plan is to go live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to share industry news from the previous week, even though I may start the morning off punching the air, right? Because I want to be doing other things, but I'm showing up. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Rosalinda Cruz. I am the founder and chief business development officer of the ASOR Collective, where we help underrepresented leaders in fashion with strategic planning and advising. Our mission is to support a more diverse and inclusive, sustainable fashion industry by filling the leadership and ownership gaps in the apparel industry. I try to, on these lives, and in general with most of my content, reconcile my love for fashion and retail with my values around sustainability, diversity, and inclusion. I am always advocating for supply change and raising buyers' awareness at the same time. So in our time together, I go through a couple of things, North Carolina news, product, service, workforce, any epiphanies that may have happened, and the green carpet. So yeah, let's get into it. Making some adjustments to my screen here. I already set my timer. I am adjusting my glasses, so let's do this. Announcements. So I am, some of you may have already gotten some communication from me, but I am hosting another executive roundtable on January 19th. I'm really excited about this. These roundtables are great because it brings together a cross-section of leaders that represent the various links in the apparel value chain. And we are going to be reflecting on 2021 and also going through some statistics and just talking about, what we can do to be best prepared for 2022. I also have opened up the wait list for our Leader Lab. So if you are interested in joining our Leader Lab, please visit our website and sign up for the wait list. In addition to that, we are offering another strategic planning workshop on January 26th, and that's just we listen to the response we get from the community, and we wanted to offer another planning workshop. I know that people don't all have their ish together, so they're not doing their planning for the following year starting in August like I am, or even in December like some people are. So yeah, so we're offering another workshop at the end of January, January 26th to be exact. So if you are interested, please join. Another thing that I wanted to announce is that this Wednesday, you guys know that I am a community organizer for the RTP, that's Research Triangle Park, chapter of 1 Million Cups. And we are going to be hosting an interactive roundtable discussion on business development with a special focus on community, or the role that community plays, and resources available to support entrepreneur. I am going to be leading that discussion, and I have two guest panelists that are going to be joining me. Patty Williams, who is absolutely amazing and a mentor with SCORE, as well as Christina Noel from Noel & Co. So it's going to be interactive, open engagement. We're going to be sharing a lot of information, and you don't want to miss this session. So because these sessions are virtual, you don't necessarily have to be in North Carolina to join. Check out my LinkedIn for more information on how to join. And let's get into North Carolina news. All right. So one of the things that I always say is that North Carolina is the #1 textile producing state in the U.S. And if you guys remember, I had talked about an article or a report that actually came out, I believe in October, around misinformation in the cotton industry. So one of the things that I have been trying to do is make sure that I'm not contributing to misinformation and making sure that I am doing my research and citing sources when possible, just to back up those findings. So as a result of that, I kept on saying, I think North Carolina is still #1. So I did my research, and guess what? It is. So according to the Economic Development Partners of North Carolina ranks #1 in total textile investment in the United States. Our state employs over 33,000 people, and there's more than 600 textile manufacturing facilities. 600. I think I said 6,000. I meant 600 textile manufacturing facilities in North Carolina. And in 2019, North Carolina led the nation in textile exports, which was $200 billion in textile exports. So I wanted to share that. And oftentimes, obviously, I'm based in North Carolina, so that's why, I like to share some North Carolina news. But because we are the #1 textile producing state, a hub of innovation when it comes to textiles as well as entrepreneurship, and there's a huge tech community here just because of our proximity to Research Triangle Park. So there is a wealth of information coming out of this state that I think is beneficial to our audience, which is why I always kick things off with North Carolina news. So let's talk planning. I have decided that I am going to keep beating this drum, right? So you guys know that I am a consumer strategist, and I am known for simplifying strategic planning. I'm also an advisor, and my connection to all kind of areas in the apparel industry sort of positioned me to be a great advisor and thought partner. But it also allows me to do some great strategic planning. So I have been talking about my planning cadence. Planning is what's big on people's minds. This time of year, people are hitting reset. But my planning cadence really allows you to take the mind-numbing amount of details that need to be managed when running an apparel business and really dedicate 25 hours a year. Yes, 25 hours a year. That's just over like 5 hours, right? A quarter. So I share my planning cadence. That's something that we review in the workshops that I offer, something that I review with my one-on-one clients. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is sort of like, where should you be in your planning process starting in January? And as far as I'm concerned, now is always a good time to start, right? That's also why I decided to offer, right, another workshop in January. But I feel like a lot of times when it comes to goal setting and strategic planning, we don't always separate the baby from the bathwater. It's like, oh, I missed the boat on that, so I'm just not going to do it. And I want to make sure that that I'm providing space for people to always be able to start now. So my focus for 2022 is in a lot of my communication, whether it is through social media, through these lives, I'm going to be talking about where we should be, right? And what's happening in the industry at this time. So I wanted to share that. And also, I also wanted to tell a little bit of a story, right? So I love my clients. They are absolutely amazing in so many ways. They're just great. But I have one client in particular who I have been working with for just under 6 months. And during our last meeting in December, in those 6 months, we have been able to accomplish so much, so much, and also able to increase that business's revenue by almost 300%. And I think we started seeing results like after 2 months of working together, which is incredible. In any case, I digress. What I wanted to say is that in that time that we've been working together, I have an intimate understanding of their business. I have an understanding of what the owner, right, founder, leaders' goals are in terms of the growth of their business. And as a result of that, we were able to sit down in 1 hour. I did some pre-planning before that, but in 1 hour and put together the entire strategy for that business, from product drops, marketing, sales, scaling the business, all of that stuff. And at the end of the hour, we were both able to sort of step back from the table and just like breathe this huge sigh of relief. And that I want to be able to do that for more people. I want to be able to do that for more people. And I also want people to know that you don't have to do it alone. Even if you don't hire me, right? There's a community of people that you can always tap into. So in any case, industry news, real talk. And I feel like I want to do the clap, but I don't want to look ridiculous. But real talk. I don't want to learn about NFTs or the metaverse. I'm not interested. I had a little fight with myself this week over that. And I think that to be perfectly honest, I'm just sometimes you have to take a break from learning, right? I've been doing a lot of in-depth thinking and not kind of balancing my downtime. But one of the things that I have decided is that I'm going to take one for the team, and I'm going to make room in my brain to learn more about them in 2022. So, um, and the way that I'm going to do that is by taking a break. So I'm going to give myself some downtime, hit reset, clear my plate, and really digest this information. So, based on my layman's understanding, right, NFTs and the metaverse are a great opportunity, and more so NFTs, but a great opportunity for emerging designers to create and protect digital assets of their work, right? So, from what I understand, like NFTs are digital assets that you can not only monetize, but you can actually protect those assets. There's like a whole, I guess, like in the art world, it would be called provenance. Yeah. Um, in any case, I think that is really great, especially given that, especially with uh, uh, the BIPOC community, oftentimes their ideas and the ideas of small designers are often being stolen by larger brands, especially fast fashion. So I feel like this could be a really, really great opportunity. Metaverse, as this is, obviously linked to Facebook, but it's essentially like the merger of or blurring the lines between this virtual reality and real life. So there's a lot of things happening there. And in my mind, I'm like, think Sims, um, which I never got into. But in any case, also in industry news, Chanel is killing it. Chanel is killing it. And maybe I've said Chanel too many times in the last couple of months, and now it's, part of my algorithm. But Chanel Culture Fund is a global program of unique initiatives and partnerships that support cultural innovation and advancing new ideas and greater representation in culture and society. So the fund is intended to champion equality of voice and give visibility to global change makers. So at the time, they are providing resources to these people as a source of inspiration and shifting perspectives on the way we view the world. So I think that is absolutely fantastic. Also, Selfridge and Company. Oh, God. And for those of you who don't know, Selfridge is a department store that's was started in London. It's based in the UK. It was a family-owned business. There was a great little series. I believe it was on Netflix, although it may have been Amazon Prime. But they recently sold to a Thai conglomerate called Central Group. So we'll see what happens with that. If you guys recall, I did a little segment on family-owned department stores and just the evolution of department stores. I have a soft spot in my heart for department stores, given that is really where I got my start. And I don't know. I feel like this year has really sparked this feeling of nostalgia in myself, and I feel like in the world in general. But yeah, so department stores hold a special place in my heart, especially family-owned ones. So there was a little sadness in my heart when I saw that, but we'll see what happens, right? In product news, it is made in the USA month. Yay. I actually just released a newsletter today that kind of digs into that and what supporting Made in the USA looks like. It isn't as easy as we always like. So there's some tips on that, and also some myths around that as well. And kind of related to that, supply chain resilience is the focus. I touched on this last week, but I feel like this is going to be potentially great news for my friends who are in the domestic apparel supply chain, as more brands and businesses are focusing on supply chain resilience. They are bringing operations closer to home. So they're either bringing production back to the U.S. in many cases, or close to the U.S., in neighboring Canada and Mexico, which again is really, really great news. So yay for supply chain resilience. And just to add a little bit more on that, but when NAFTA went into effect, I believe in 1993 it was, there was a great exodus. Many brands moved their operations overseas in an effort to increase profitability and their margins. And as my friend Eric Henry would say, we're chasing cheap. And as consumers, we saw and we still seeing a decline in quality of product and that sort of thing. So I'm excited to see what that actually means. And in other news, and this, I almost wanted to share this news in North Carolina news, but I actually saved it here to share in product news. But Smart Wool, right? Which is this is the first product to come out of Smart Wool, which is a company within VF Corporation's Second Cut project. And Second Cut is they create canine camp cushions, and they are made out of over 900,000 recycled socks, and their partners, our friends at the Industrial Commons here in North Carolina. So the Industrial Commons is a worker-owned cooperative, and they're amazing. They actually, under the umbrella of the Industrial Commons sits, why am I forgetting their names? Opportunity Thread, which is the largest employee-owned cut and sew facility in the U.S. And I've got to work really closely with them. My clients actually have their cut and sew done there, as well as the Carolina Textile District. Yeah, really excited about that news. And actually, now that I think about it, I need to send Sarah and Molly a little congratulations email. So I will be doing that. Service news, I don't really have any information in service news. I feel like this last week was pretty quiet. I felt like I was in a bit of a time warp where, in one sense, it felt like I was in molasses and things were like moving super slow. I also felt like I was able to be super productive because just time just seemed to just go on and on. But it also felt like the entire world shut down, which is a weird feeling and also an exciting feeling, right? And the reason that I say that it's an exciting feeling is because I feel like people are this is a result, I think, of the great, right, the great resignation, which is now, I believe, being called the Great Revolt, right? But people are revolting against um, unsustainable, right, work hours. I feel like there are harder boundaries around work and personal lives. So I say more to that. And I'm saying that as a person um, who was a workaholic, let's be honest. I feel like my whole life suffered. It did suffer, but it circled around work. I mean, it dictated, where I live, when I saw my family, how often I got to go on vacation. I'm lucky that I got to go on vacation, a lot of vacations, but now owning my own business, it's really nice to be able to um, have freedom, right, to make decisions that are right for me and make decisions around how many hours I want to work in a week, when I want to work, based on what my optimal productivity is. And while work is still kind of at the center of what I do because I love what I do. Um, it doesn't dictate all the other areas of my life. It's almost like my life takes precedent, and I'm able to work in around that. So I'm super grateful for that. And workforce news, again, not a lot in terms of industry, but I did want to take the time out to say thank you to the team at the ACEWOR Collective, as well as all of my friends, families, and supporters. I mean, this was a big year, right? And I remember being at this moment in 2022 and saying, right, and saying, setting the intention, but also like putting the work behind it. But like, this is the year that I was going to scale, right? This was going to be the year that I moved from being a solopreneur to like having what I was calling like a real business, although there's plenty of solopreneurs that have real businesses. But I am, oh, man, blown away with all that I've been able to accomplish this year. And to be perfectly honest, I am super smart and super driven, and I like to work smart, not hard. But I wouldn't have been able to do all of this if it wasn't for the support of the team, as well as the support of the community that I am a part of. So thank you everybody for that. Epiphanies, I mean, I feel like I had a lot of epiphanies, and I shared a bunch of little gems during our time together, but nothing really to call out. And we're at the green carpet, and again, like the green carpet, I feel like is people's favorite segment, just because this is where we take a deeper dive into talking about brands, concepts, processes that are being called to the proverbial carpet. um, and because this week was so quiet, there really wasn't a lot of calling out happening, so I don't have to call people in. um, but I'm really jazzed about what 2022 has to bring. So that's kind of it from Sanford. We are almost out of time. Oh my goodness, did the timer go off? Oh, we got 22 seconds left. In any case, just to recap the announcements, newsletter release came out. Next week's focus is going to be kind of on that planning cadence. Again, now is a good time to start, right? And it takes time because it saves time. One of my favorite sayings. Yes, we're going to stop that. Thank you, little timer. So thank you so much for joining. Our mission is to support a more diverse and inclusive sustainable fashion industry by filling the leadership and ownership gaps in the apparel supply chain. So if you are interested in furthering our mission, please support us in every and any way possible, even if it is just hitting like and share on a lot of our social content. But if you are a sustainable fashion business that's interested in doing business differently and scaling your operations as well, please do not hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for joining. Season's greetings from North Carolina. Happy New Year. And I will see you guys next week. Woo, boy. All right. Bye.